I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. Thursday, September 15th. Fall is rapidly approaching. The temperatures are moderating, and that's good news. And it's breaking news that we got just about an hour ago from the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. The temporary closures on the West Branch and Main stem of the Farmington will expire today. They were supposed to end September 15th, as the signs have indicated. That will happen. DEEP says their staff has been out several times over the last few weeks. The flows are still low. We haven't had the rain, and that's obvious to everybody. But temperatures have moderated, so we no longer have fish congregating at tributaries. Thus, DEEP is lifting the closures on the Farmington. However, and this is new, on the Housatonic, fish are continuing to take advantage of a thermal refuge at the mouth of Furnace Brook. They're finding some cool water there, so that is going to close. That area is generally closed until September 15th. So special action is being taken this afternoon to extend that closure where Furnace Brook meets the Housatonic River from the 16th to the 29th. DEEP is announcing that today, and we will stay on top of that story. There'll be more on that. So Farmington, the closures are lifted, but the closure that was scheduled to end today on the Housatonic at Furnace Brook is being extended now 2 weeks till September 29th. Now, there were still, during the closures, places to fish on the Farmington and fish to be caught. We got out there a couple weeks ago. We interviewed Tori Collins, fished with Tristan Wilgan and the rest of the guys from Fly Fishing Adventures with David Schumacher Photography. We caught fish. We had a lot of fun, and there's a lunker in here. Let's go up to the Farmington. The comparadon, or?
Yeah. That's what hooked the fish on earlier.
I have thrown a Don emergers I bought this morning. I mean, you can't tell me there's nothing in this run.
color. This.
Yeah, get him like this
All right, hang on.
in the water. I don't want to. Okay.
I can appreciate that. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. Can we get his face away from that blue thing a little bit? I know I'm a pain. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
Okay.
almost. Good.
Okay, buddy. Go ahead.
Dude.
That's the one that I've been chasing under in front of that rock. That's that little bugger.
Good job, bud.
Yeah, I like it when it works out that way. When it's something to try and kill.
I'm just keeping an eye on him to make sure it's good. It's going up in the shallows. You see him, John?
What are you throwing, Richard?
What's that?
What are you throwing?
An ant. Small black ant. I had 2 hookups, but one broke off and one I missed. Oh my God! That's a big fish. Huh?
Hold on.
What happens when you have to go to your car for equipment and leave the camera while other people fish?
Let's see it.
He's like, I'm going to cast that one more time.
Where'd you put that?
Almost.
Yeah, it's like, I had a 16 or 17 inch brown hit down there. And I was like, yeah, I got the biggest fish in it dead.
She's trying to find it. She's like, give it back.
What's in its mouth?
Why? Broke off. I don't know.
I want to go in the water too.
I see him. I see color. Yes, he does.
Could be foul hook.
Huh?
Could be foul hook. They turn on it and then you set the hook, you get them in the
Yeah.
back or something. It happens all the time to me at least.
Let me know if he's coming back. Yeah, he is. All right, hold on. Yeah.
He ate it.
Yeah, he is.
Right out.
Yep.
Cool.
You want a shot or no?
Yeah, sure.
We are rolling over there, so just turn yourself
To the
to the
tripod?
camera. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I grabbed from that. Great time up on the Farmington. There are fish. They are healthy. Just be careful. Let the water temperatures cool. Be careful as you handle and release them. We're going to step out for a minute. When we come back out to the RV OCEARCH, we're going to talk about how anglers and scientists are working hand in hand in conservation on the Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. The leaves are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
As you're getting back to your regular schedules, we're excited to get back to doing what we do best, offering you the freshest seasonal fare and all the ingredients for a healthy start to school. So shop Walter Stewart's for everything fresh, from A, apples to Z, zucchini, and from cotton candy grapes to back to nature all-natural snack bags. We save you time by stocking all of your favorite back-to-school essentials under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
You're watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 1 million people have watched our live sports, news, and entertainment programming since the network launched in August 2015. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Players have access to soccer, lacrosse, football, baseball and softball, field hockey, rugby, basketball, volleyball, and social game facilities. InSports has also launched an early childhood development program, a daycare and pre-K program all rolled into one. Don't miss out on the fun. Find out more at insportscenters.com or call 203-268-1214.
At Mex on Main, Trumbull's very own Mexican grill, we're all about fresh, fast, and friendly service. Our Main Street restaurant offers the best in traditional and non-traditional Mexican dishes, with only the best ingredients, never frozen. From authentic burritos, fajitas, quesadillas, and salads, we have something on the menu for everyone in the family. And enjoy our open salsa bar, giving you more ways to customize your meal. Stop in for lunch or dinner at 6528 Main Street, Trumbull, or find out more at mexonmain.com.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Networks, Thursday, September 15th. John Kovach with you. So OCEARCH recently wrapped up Expedition New York. We were privileged and thrilled to spend a day on the boat and met a ton of people out there. That's going to be a continuing series of stories that we're doing here about what they're doing. In this week's, we talk with some of the scientists, with Chris Fisher of OCEARCH, and with a charter captain, because there's a collaboration among anglers and scientists and conservationists that needs to be there and needs to be prolonged and expanded in order to improve conservation. Let's take a look. So, Mary, how can anglers, recreational anglers specifically, help in what you're trying to do with your study of sharks and preservation of them?
That's a great question, and actually something that not only can they help, but we depend on recreational anglers to do our research. The way our WCS has worked in the past is that in order to get access to our sharks, we work with volunteer anglers who take us out fishing. With their expertise, their boat gets us onto the sharks. We pay for bait and fuel, and in that way, we're able to find the sharks because we know that the anglers know where these sharks are so much better than we do. They get us out to those locations. They help us catch the shark. They help us manage and handle the shark. We put the tag in. They release the shark, safely, and it goes on its way. We could do this work without them, actually. And we have been depending on them for the last couple of years to do it.
And they're doing what they would do, catching and releasing sharks, just adding a step for you.
That's exactly right. I mean, the hope is that we work with anglers who understand the value of science, who want to contribute to conservation, and who are willing to come and help us catch sharks and not kill the sharks. Right? So they have to be willing to whatever they get, that they handle them carefully, they take direction from us in terms of the science, and then they let them go.
I've now been able to fish all over the world in multiple white shark areas, right? And I'm not sure any group of people has had the privilege to do that before. And because we're doing that, we're starting to see the patterns emerge. We start to see like, oh, this looks like where we were getting them in Africa. Oh, wow, it's just the same as it was.
So you're not really where you want to be today. We want to be south of where we are. We're kind of, Montauk Inlet right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're on the northeast corner of Long Island, just outside Montauk. And we know white sharks move through here because people have seen them here and they've been capturing them, accidentally in other gear types here during the month of August. So while the wind blows to the south, this is one of the spots we wanted to look at. It's certainly not our primary work site.
How bad does it set you back when you lose a day or two of fishing on one of these?
I mean, we know this is our 25th expedition. So when we schedule a trip, we know we're going to have a significant percentage of the time will be pushed off the water by weather or pushed to a secondary location like in the lee of an island like we are now. So it doesn't set us back. Look, now we know what's over here, right? We know what's going on, and who knows what will happen. So, it always happens when you do these trips. The weather's never just perfect right where you want it to be, right when you want it to be.
Wouldn't be fishing if it was.
Yeah, that's just not how the ocean works, right?
How is the local knowledge, do you gain local knowledge from commercial and recreational anglers when you arrive in an area?
Yeah, I mean, we try hard to, especially Captain Brett and all the guys in the crew, the full-time crew of the ship, they spend a lot of time, trying to get to know and hang out and talk to both commercial and recreational fishermen. It's they know the most about what's going on here. They're on the water every day. And, they want their grandchildren to be able to do what they do. And so, if you reach out the right way with the right people, there are the single greatest source of information. The commercial and recreational guys are on the water every day.
And some of them are helping even more hands-on.
They're helping us. We're calling them, asking them what they're seeing when they're out there. If they've had the occasional run-in with a juvenile white shark, when has that been? And so that really helps us get located. It also kind of confirms what we thought. Right. Now we just have to prove it. And that means you got to catch them and tag them and have some science and research conducted before you can leverage that information into your policy.
And we are seeing a lot of life around here. We've seen big schools of bunker. You've got a bait tank full of squid. We've caught some dogfish.
We're seeing a lot of mackerel here too. So everything's here that our baby white shark want to eat. And we know that this pound trout inside here and some of the gear in the area comes into contact with juvenile white sharks during this time of year.
Greg Metzger, we're on board the RV OCEARCH. Greg is with Real Science Charters. He's also a marine science teacher at Southampton High School. How big an opportunity is Expedition New York to the students around here?
Yeah, tremendous opportunity. Certainly OCEARCH is known around the world, it's known internationally, and to have these guys right here in our students' backyard, to be able to have access to them is a tremendous opportunity. My students know these guys from TV and social media, and I've already had some of my students physically on this vessel when it was open to the public. So extremely excited. I have more students that are looking to come out over the course of the expedition and be fishing with us. So it's a real treat for them to finally have what they've only been seeing on TV right here in their own backyard.
And Real Science Charters, that's REEL, so it tells me you've got a little different approach. It's not just sport fishing?
Correct. So we do have it's a traditional charter fishing business, but we're really focused on the science behind the sharks that we do catch. Most of the charters that come with me are interested in shark fishing, but we start out immediately saying that this, we're not interested in harvesting the animals. We're interested in the science that comes with the opportunity to interact, and it's a very easy sell for me to go from the traditional shark fishing to the science end of it. So it's pretty exciting because clients not only have an opportunity to shark fish and experience that, and it's the first time for most of them, but they also have an opportunity to see real science, REAL science, real science happening right in front of them and participating in it.
How big are anglers, both recreational and commercial, involved in this research?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of input with the commercial fishery yet, but maybe with OCEARCH being here, we can help foster some of those relationships, which would be hugely helpful. The recreational fishery, we are starting to become known among the recreational shark fishermen, and their biggest contribution right now has been confirmed interactions with these little white sharks. So they're out there fishing for blue sharks, or out there fishing for mako sharks and thresher sharks, but in targeting those species, they are running into our juvenile whites. So through social media, through phones, through emails, through the network of people that we have, we're able to use the confirmed catches with a picture. So it's not just, hey, I caught a white shark, but it's, hey, I caught a white shark and here's a picture, so that we can confirm that it is indeed a white shark that they caught. That tells us, a place, because we're able to get from what inlet or what depth of water they were fishing in, time of day, and so then that helps us to then target these areas moving forward.
So it's a real opportunity for anglers to get involved in the conservation of this species.
Absolutely, and so opportunities like this, certainly your network and any opportunities that we have to let recreational shark fishermen know that there's a real need for the data that they're potentially catching and how to channel that information to us is hugely important. We're hoping to just build on the network that we've already started, and ideally it would be great that every single white shark that's caught on the south shore of Long Island would either be emailed or phone called to me, so that we can record that data set.
Greg Metzger, Real Science Charters, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And in our next segment from OCEARCH, we're going to delve more into the science behind what they're doing and the technology that's allowing them to track and protect these sharks. They caught 9 and tagged and released them off of Long Island, New York, New Jersey, and Expedition New York, and now they're up off of Massachusetts doing some more studies up there. We're going to keep up with them, really love what they're doing. When we come back, we're going to pay tribute to somebody who did a lot to save something most of us really love on Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop.
Washington Prime, now open on Main Street in Georgetown. Come enjoy our relaxed setting, excellent service, award-winning nightly happy hours, and feast on our creative new American cuisine. Connecticut Magazine's winner for Best Steak, Washington Prime of Georgetown.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Chaplinski
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
I'm a filthy rich executive. I hear the market's down 1,000,000 points. I freak out. I spill my large espresso. The searing pain makes me slam on the brakes. Uh-oh, your fault. And your cut rate insurance may not cover my $90,000 car, so I sue you, because that's what I do. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Wednesday, where we bring you all the top stories for Connecticut sports.
From players and coaches' interviews to expert opinions with local sports editors, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Thursday, September 15th, means you got 1 week left to RSVP for Annie Bassin's inaugural banquet. That's going to be at Anthony's Ocean View in New Haven on Tuesday, October 18th. Starts at 6 p.m. You can find information at the Annie Bassin Facebook page. Sean Kelly from Orvis and Darien, he's going to be speaking at the Nutmeg TU meeting on Tuesday the 20th. That's at 7 p.m. This is a new site this month for Nutmeg. They're going to be at the original Vazzi's at 513 Broadbridge Road in Bridgeport, right off of Route 8, right off of the Merritt Parkway, very convenient. The Narragansett chapter of TU is going to have its regular meeting on Wednesday the 28th at 6:30. That's at the Coventry, West Greenwich, Rhode Island Elks Lodge at 42 Nooseneck Hill Road, Route 3, Exit 6 off of 95 in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. Our friend Steve Colton, Farmington expert, wet fly expert, freelance writer, great guy. He's going to speak to the guys up with the Narragansett chapter. Again, that is Wednesday the 28th at 6:30. And it's worth taking a visit to ctriver.org and clicking on projects. There's also a banner on it. Their 20th Source to Sea cleanup is coming up the 23rd and 24th. I think they can still use volunteers as this goes from the Long Island Sound all the way up into New Hampshire and Vermont. There's a lot of area to clean. It's a great event. It's the 20th annual. We're working on a segment about the cleanup for next week. While we're talking about environmental stewardship, there are few that exemplified that as much as Terry Backer. He was a state representative. He was sound keeper. He really saved the Long Island Sound 30 years ago when things looked dire, when you didn't know if you would be able to fish in it come the year 2000, when you didn't know if in 2016 you'd be able to eat anything that came out of it. He expanded that to full environmental stewardship because he saw the whole package. He saw that what you put in the ground miles from the Long Island Sound is going to make its way there via the rivers, via runoff. That's why he got involved with the community farm in Stratford at the old Perhala Farms. And that's why it was named after him, and a beautiful sign. That sign designed by our own Vivian Batista, who is directing the show today. Great job on that. Great job, Terry. Let's take a few minutes and thank him.
You know, Terry Backer was an interesting man, and we all knew him really as being a man of the sea. And certainly he was, and, you know, being the soundkeeper, he cared about the environment, not only in the water, but also on land. And Terry got involved with this garden, which was kind of out of his wheelhouse, but he really took it under his wing, adopted it, cared for it, come to my office a lot, giving me updates, but he ended up not only being a person of the sea, but a farmer of all things. And Terry Backer was a colleague of mine when I was in the State House. He was a man bigger than life, and those that serve with him can attest to that. And he was just an amazing person overall with a really big heart. But he was practical, and he liked to get things done. This was important to him because he felt as though people in the community could come here if they didn't have the resources or the land, and come and have a garden and plant things. This is the former Prahala farm site that the town purchased, thank goodness, to preserve for the use that the public can enjoy. And across the street we have a practice field that was converted. That used to be an old cornfield. And of course over here we have, I believe, over 90 gardens. So today is about Terry Backer.
As you can see, I'm dressed in honor of Terry today. I was going to come in a suit and tie, but I'm sure that he would have not been happy, so I have my soundkeeper shirt on, and commuting back and forth to Hartford with Terry over the years was I can't explain it. It was an education. He was a mentor. I got an environmental education like you wouldn't believe. Now, I'll never be the environmentalist that Terry was or is. If I'm half as good, I would be happy with that. So, without going on too much, and because I could feel it, I'm going to get emotional.
I had the pleasure of serving with Terry after I succeeded John, and larger than life doesn't do him justice. But I also had the pleasure of commuting with him, not as often as Joe, but many times, and learning so much from him. And he was such a reasonable man, and such a conservative man, and such a steward of the people of Stratford and the state of Connecticut and the Sound. And I respect him tremendously. I learned from him, and I miss him greatly. And I'm so pleased that we are naming this parcel of property that's important to all of us after Terry.
I had an opportunity to meet Terry and work with him on the sidelines here at the farm over the course of the last year or so of his declining health, and talk with him about desire to bring people together. And this farm does that. We make friends here. And a lot of those who come and grow and pull weeds and try to make something beautiful out of this plot donate a lot of what they grow to neighbors, to those in need, to the soup kitchens here in Stratford. We have kids who come and get to sit on a bucket and pull weeds with grandparents and draw bridges, make bridges across the generations and within our community. And I am just pleased to be able to be a part of what's happening here, and to come home from my office and spend a half an hour or an hour, or as some of the gardeners know, well past dark, relieving the stress of running a small business here in Stratford, and being part of something that's a good thing. So I appreciated getting to know Terry just a little bit, and I'm committed, as I know are the other gardeners here, to seeing this go forward and improve each year, and become a real jewel and a gathering place for Stratford residents.
2, 3.